Okay, this is the form you're going to use to confirm alcohol testing. Yours is going to look a little bit different, but in general, I'm going to show you a way around the form. Just give you a tour of the form. Okay, Labcorp is the lab it's going to. There's their customer service number. This is the specimen ID number, the barcode here, and you see it matches the one on here. And when they scan it in, when they get to the lab, this has to be visible through the bag where the specimen is packaged. We'll show you that on a different video. Top left is your organization. The DER is generally the person, the contact person at the company that the lab would call if they have a question. This is the MRO. We do have an MRO listed on your forms, even though it's not going to be medically reviewed. We are using their software platform, so it goes through that system. Not to worry about that. You're going to put the donor's social or other identification number here. The reason for the test, it's probably going to be random or suspicion or something like that. Collection site address is where the collection takes place, so whatever your office address is, wherever you're doing the collection, that goes there. You can mark photo ID, and it's always good to check the photo ID, but if you don't check these boxes, it's not going to cancel the test. Your phone and fax, if there's a problem, the lab wants to contact you directly, so you put a direct number and a fax. So after you've filled all this stuff out, you're going to collect the specimen, and that'll be on a different video on how to do that. And let's see here. This you can ignore this section here. This pertains to urine tests about the temperature and whether it's a split specimen. You're going to ignore that section. And then you're going to collect the specimen, and then you're going to seal it with this seal here. It's always a good idea to show the donor that the number on here, the 123766107 on the seal, actually matches the number on the form, 123766107. That way, when you put it on the specimen, they know that it belongs to this paper here. It's always good to show them that. So anyway, you carefully peel this off and you put it onto the specimen. These can tear. In this case, you're not going to use the B because it's not a split specimen. There's one specimen going to the lab. If by chance you tear it, you can use the B. It's okay. After you put it on the specimen, you as the collector write the date, and then you ask the donor to initial it. So after it's on there. So now that the specimen is sealed up, we're going to go here and do the collector info. This is going to be the donor info. They're going to write their phone, so they're not going to have both. Usually a cell phone is sufficient. They write their date of birth. You're going to have only one test code on the form you have, and it's going to include alcohol, and we're sending this only for alcohol positives. You can ignore the drug portion of this. It's just this is how we're going to confirm alcohol. The testing device has a lot number on the package and an expiration date. Those go on here. The donor prints their name and signs and writes today's date. And after all that's done, let me read this too. When they sign this, you're going to read this to them. Before they sign, it says, "I authorize the collection of the specimen for the purpose of a drug screen." Well, alcohol. "I acknowledge that the specimen containers were sealed. Specimen container was sealed with tamper-proof seal in my presence, and the information on this form and on the label affixed to the specimen container is correct. I authorize the laboratory to release the results of the test to the company identified on this form or its designated agents." You're going to they're going to print their name and sign and write today's date. So read it to them before they sign, and then here's where you sign. And this is why you do this last, because it says, "I certify the specimen given to me by the donor identified on this form was collected, labeled, sealed, and released to the delivery service, noted according to applicable requirements." So as the collector, you're going to sign and print, write the time and the date of the collection, and here you're going to write FedEx. The thing is, you do this last because you're saying it's already been sealed up. So you seal it first and have them sign it, and you're just witnessing that all that stuff is done. So then it's going to go to FedEx in a prepaid mailer, and we'll cover the actual specimen collection in another video. Remember, this one is just for alcohol.